Yeah.
Everyone listen up. This is how you do it.
Okay.
Hey all, Amanda here. Welcome to episode 31 of Great Beer Adventure. It seems like everyone is getting into the beer game, including community rec departments. Today we sit down with Bob Bartholomew of Banded Horn Brewing Company and discuss the course that he will be leading next week for the Saco Old Orchard Beach Adult Ed. As for us, we are offering giveaways. Make sure you head on over to our Instagram account and give us a follow to make sure you don't miss out on the next one or the next one or the next one. I can be found at Great Beer Women, while Dano can be found at Great Beer Dano. Now let's head on out to Biddeford, Maine and chat with Bob.
I am sitting at the table today with Bob Bartholomew, and we are at Banded Horn, this old mill that has been turned into a brewery, and there's a distillery in here and a bunch of other stuff. Dano is also here with me today. He is taking notes like always, and I gotta say, this place is beautiful. I really like all of the reclaimed, well, I assume it's reclaimed materials used to make it. Maybe it just, you did a lot of aging. Did you?
No, it's very reclaimed. We actually we build everything ourselves. So you could see the bars. Well, people can't see the bars, but you
we'll
can see the
put
bars.
some pictures
If
up.
you go on the website bandedhorn.com, you can see pictures of the tasting room. The bars, these are all actually the floors from the mill.
Oh wow!
So what we do is go to the basements and whatnot and scrounge around and. These mills are massive, and there's a bunch of buildings, and they're all huge. And we find things, and then we drag them back up here, because most of the things are really heavy, and repurpose them, and everything is repurposed. Actually, those are old ductwork, the lights hanging above us. This is old flooring, all the front of the bars, all sorts of metal, and this is all pallet wood trim, so even the stools we're sitting on we built.
Wow.
Out of pallet wood. So
out of pallet wood?
Yeah. It's the affordable way
to open a brewery?
Yeah, and to have that industrial vibe, too, because we're in a mill, and we like that mill vibe. That's why we're in the mill.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really cool space. The tasting room takes up about half of the width.
It's probably about a quarter of the entire brewery. I think we're about 6,000 square feet. And it's probably about 1,500 square feet. Yeah.
But the brewery is literally on the other side of those pipes. Like, there's nothing hiding it from us.
Yeah, right. On the poured concrete slab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so our listeners might actually hear some brewing activities going on today.
Yeah, today we're filling kegs of Jolly Woodsman. So Ron's over there making noise. I'm surprised there's no music playing still, because there's always music playing.
Yes, when we walked in, Ron actually paused it.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah, he is a gentleman. Yeah. And Ian did walk in, and
Brandon.
And Brandon. So it's a full house here this morning.
Yeah, and everybody's working except for me.
Yeah. You're sitting with us drinking a beer.
Yeah.
So let's get going into this then, so you can get back to work, and Dano and I can just drink more beer all day.
Yeah, right.
And you can work.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah.
So this is the part of the show where I actually tell you what I Googled about you.
Me personally?
Yeah.
I didn't think I was on the Google.
You were a little bit.
Okay.
So under, okay, I got to tell you, we had agreed to sit down a while ago, and I drove to Biddeford, and you said, "Oh, today?" And I thought you were being just...
I didn't see you. I didn't see you come in.
That is a bunch of BS. But we did. I came, and I had Googled you at that point. And so I don't actually know what's on this paper, so I'm just going to read it, and we'll see if we can...
That was like 2 or 3 months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a while ago now.
We were real busy for a little while there. We're pretty busy still, but... Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so this is going to be news to both of us.
Yeah, good.
Okay. So I'm guessing LinkedIn, You're in the top 25 of the Bob Bartholomews.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I should be the number one.
I'm not sure. It just said top 25 on my notes.
I'm going to have to look into that.
Yeah. Also, I saw that you were part of the American Brewers Guild, and you have your master's in ecology.
Yeah.
And you looked at black bears? Maybe?
Yeah,
Is
so
that true?
Yeah.
Is that what that note means?
Yeah, I was a biologist for about 10 years before I switched into brewing. And I couldn't quite find a job that I absolutely loved that was full-time permanent. And so the bear jobs I had, I worked for the state of Connecticut doing black bear work, where we'd go into dens in the wintertime, pull out the cubs and tag them, not ear tag, but pit tag them. And
I don't know what pit tag means.
Oh, it's like identification tag. Like dogs get them and they inject them in the back.
Oh, yeah, like you can feel it through the skin?
Yeah, it's like a little grain of rice.
Yeah.
And then I also did black bear work in Yosemite a couple of seasons, and these were seasonal jobs. They were great, but they were seasonal jobs.
Because you don't want to go tackle a black bear in the middle of the summer? Is that why they were seasonal?
Well, actually, the Connecticut one was a seasonal winter job, and then we were going to the dens. And then the other one, Yosemite, was a seasonal summer job where we were keeping black bears out of the campgrounds in the Yosemite Valley. And so we would run through the campgrounds in the middle of the night screaming and yelling at bears. And,
wait, that was your job? Like,
yeah.
Just take a trash can?
No, we would full on run directly at them and yell at them. We actually had some less than lethal shotgun rounds to get them out of the area because they would break into people's cars a lot. It's actually a big issue in Yosemite. It's a big black bear.
Do you think we could find any videos on YouTube of people like running, screaming at the bears?
Oh yeah,
like,
I have videos of myself doing it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have all sorts of funny videos and pictures.
I would like to see that. Can you email me some?
Yeah, I can.
Yes. Awesome. I also saw that you worked on the brew bus.
Yeah, so when we moved to Maine from California, I was actually I've had all sorts of biology jobs, and so I was a biologist for a consulting firm before we moved to Maine, right before I got into the beer industry. And when we got to Maine, I couldn't find a job, so I wanted to get into the beer industry because craft beer is something I've enjoyed for a long time, and visiting breweries and things like that. And so I called up Zach Poole, who owns the brew bus, and it was just him and Don, and actually there might have been a couple other people. And I said, "Hey, you should hire me."
And that worked.
I like drinking beer, and that's the requirement, right? I had done some education stuff for a nature center, and so I had a little bit of teaching experience, which is really important for the brew bus because they're an education-based thing. And so he's like, "Well, we don't really have a job available right now, but we could meet up." And so we met at the Thirsty Pig, and I'm pretty sure he offered me a job as we were leaving. Even though he said there wasn't a job, I remember he offered me a job right away. And so I drove for the brew bus for a while until I got in with Sebago.
Yes, I have that. You worked at Sebago.
Yeah, so I got a job at Sebago on the packaging line. And once I started full-time work, it was tough to keep up with the brew bus,
right,
because it was Fridays and Saturdays, and so it was tough. And so I kind of ran out of time. But now I do brew bus tours when they come here to Banded Horn. I do the tours for them on Fridays, I think, when they come down. So I'm still kind of working for them.
And so here at Banded Horn, you, according to the website, at least a couple months ago, you're a cellarman.
Yeah.
What does that mean, technically?
So I was a cellarman. I'm a brewer now. A cellarman is the cellarman or assistant brewer, kind of similar terms, is the person that works in the cellar. So there's the hot side, which is the mash and kettle and basically where the brewing happens. And then there's the cold side where the cellaring happens, the fermentation and the maturation of the beer and things like that. And so the cellarman kind of does the CIPs, which is clean in place, cleans the tanks, kind of cares for the beer under the direction of the brewer or head brewer or lead brewer, and does the kegging, helps bottling and stuff like that. So I was doing all that. And then after I finished the ABG program, I was moved up to brewer. So I brew and do all the cellaring now, or most of the cellaring. So that's kind of what a cellarman does.
So you didn't really get a promotion; you just got more job.
I got business cards.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so that's the promotion.
There you go.
Yeah,
you can
so I
now
got more work
and business cards.
Yeah.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah. Seemed like a good deal to me.
Right.
Less money.
Less money.
I'm just kidding.
But I have business cards.
I got a pay cut, but I got business cards, so, no, I'm just kidding.
All right, so let's move on to beer. Round one, we drink beer. We have been drinking beer. What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Luminaire.
Tell me about that.
Is our hoppy lager. It was originally brewed under the name Vulcan with Blaze as a collaboration. We wanted to do a special beer with them that we hadn't really brewed before, and since we're known for and we're proud of our lagers, we thought brewing a lager with them would be really cool. And a hoppy lager is not something we've done. We've done Peppermill Pilsner and some other random lagers, but we haven't done a hoppy lager, which is a fairly popular style nowadays. Some people call them IPLs.
But you do not.
But we don't. No. We don't call them IPLs because it doesn't really have a real true meaning.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's our Azaka Erzbrucker hoppy lager, and it's actually my favorite beer that we brew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot, and we can it. It's the only beer we can, and we're actually going to be canning a whole bunch of it a week from today, Tuesday. So there's going to be some Luminaire cans and Daikaiju cans.
And that'll be the first time that you've done that?
That'll be the first time we can Daikaiju.
Will that be continuing on?
It will be. Yeah. It says it on the board over there, so
I know.
I guess I'm allowed to talk about it.
Yeah, it does. January 19th.
January 19th.
So that'll actually have happened before this show comes out. So people should be able to go out and find cans.
Daikaiju and Luminaire. Yeah, in pounder cans. 16-ounce cans.
So I do have a question about cans. I'm just going to deviate for a second. Do you know why there's this push towards the extra 4 ounces? Like, it seems like everybody in Maine,
like 12-ounce cans.
Yeah, everybody in Maine's like, 16-ounce
I don't know.
cans.
I have some theories. Hetty Topper has been in pounder cans forever, and that's one of the most famous IPAs probably on the planet at this point. And I don't know if that's why everyone kind of went toward pounder cans for really hoppy beers. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I mean, I like the feel, the weight of the bigger can. Yeah. The 12-ounce cans remind me of, like, back in the day when my dad was drinking Schlitz and, at family picnics and stuff, and, like, the little 12-ounce cans. And I think there's a lot of sentimental value to 12-ounce cans, but the pounders, I feel like, have always been kind of for IPAs and hoppy beers. I don't know what the reason is, though.
No. Okay, we'll move on. What am I drinking? Can you guess?
I have no... it's dark.
Yep.
Can I smell it?
Sure. Don't get your beer here in it, though. It grosses me out.
I just dropped one in.
So gross. So gross.
Beard beer. You're drinking... actually, it was a mustache hair from the middle of my mustache where my boogers are.
So gross. You're so gross.
I'm just kidding. I don't have boogers.
I am devoid of boogers.
Some people do. I don't. You're drinking the Jolly Woodsman, which is what we're kegging today. And this is actually, when we're kegging is our last batch for the year.
Oh, wow.
And that is our blended coffee stout. So that's a Norweald Mountain blend. Norweald being our American stout and Mountain being our Russian Imperial stout. A blend of those two. A proprietary blend. I've already said too much. With Speckled Axe Kenyan espresso as the coffee, or Matt's Roasting Company, whatever the bigger parent company is. And so it's a blended coffee stout. We cold steep the coffee in it. It's definitely the most pain to make, but it's well worth it. I think because I think it's probably one of the best coffee stouts that.
Yeah, it's very good. It has a nice bitter coffee flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really am enjoying it.
And you're drinking the last batch, which has had a little bit of time to mellow too, which helps it a little bit. The fresh batch needs a little more maturation time, so it'll mature over the next couple weeks.
So by the time this airs, it'll be perfect.
Perfect. Yeah, and we actually bottled 140 cases of it yesterday, so that's the last bottling run we're doing of it too. So probably when this airs, it'll definitely be in stores. Hopefully, it's still around.
Yeah. So get it while you can, folks.
Yeah, and we always have. Not a lot of people know we always have the most bottles here at the brewery that you can buy. We're essentially our little bottle shop over here. Oh. So stuff that you can't get anywhere else. Like Reclaimer and Resolution. Mm-hmm. You can't buy those in the store, I don't think.
Oh.
But we also have, we had Daikaiju here for a long time.
After
it was gone in the stores, so
that's good to know.
So Jolly Woodsman, you could probably still get it here at the brewery.
Right. Okay. We're drinking. We're going to continue drinking, but let's move on to round 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Round 2 is all about this class that I hear you're teaching.
Oh, yeah.
Is this a reminder for you?
I forgot about that. It's through Old Orchard Beach, Saco, Adult and Community Education. So it's an adult ed class. It's not a traditional adult ed class where you go every Tuesday from 6 to 9 for whatever weeks. It's a once class, and it's called the Banded Horn Tasting and Tour. What I'm gonna do with it is there's gonna be beer and pizza provided. Pizza from Portland Pie next door. What I'm gonna do is a very in-depth tour of our processes and beers, and talk a little bit about which you'd probably like. Talk a little bit about vocabulary.
Oh yeah,
because people are just getting a lot smarter about beer.
Right.
It's not like it was even 10 years ago where people said a lager. What's a lager? What's an ale? Everybody seems to kind of know the difference between things now, and they're getting more advanced. So talking about Vorloff and Kasi, things like that,
Yeah. Those are not dinosaurs.
Those are not dinosaurs.
If you don't know what we're talking about, head over to my Instagram account every Monday at Great Beer Women, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great, and I think that's how we actually connected. Was I answered one time? I don't remember what the word was. I think it might have been Vorloff. Was it Vorloff? We might have had Vorloff.
Vorloff was just recently, so
maybe not then.
It was something.
But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit more about vocabulary and the styles that we have here, which hopefully we have a bunch on tap for that.
So, what's the difference between me just coming in when you're actually open, not at 9:30 in the morning like we did today, and tasting your beers and being here in the tasting room? What is an added benefit for me to take this course? Why, other than learning some more vocabulary?
You'll learn more vocabulary. You'll learn more about the process of it. When I do a tour, I do 15 minutes to a half hour, quick run through from grain to hops to how we brew, and then how we package, and that's pretty much it. And it's a half hour. This class, I think, is 2 full hours. I think it's a 2-hour class, and it'll include the beers too. Which if you do a tour, it doesn't really include the beers, and talking about the beers, and what the ingredients are and how they work in the beer. This will be more in depth as far as tasting grains, maybe making some hop teas and smelling the different hops, and how they play in the tea and hot water, and maybe trying to identify some of the hops that are in the beers that we already have made. So that's why it would just be a lot more in depth.
And so when we're tasting the beers in this class, will we be actually talking about what we're tasting, or is it more just like beer and pizza? No.
Yeah, I would definitely be talking about the different pizzas in the world, toppings.
Right. So how does the cheese taste?
Yeah, how the cheese blends with the sauce.
What do you think about this sauce?
It'll be that, but with beer.
But with beer.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. Talking about the beers, maybe even a little bit of history of where does Pilsner come from? How did Pilsners start, and Wire Pilsner's very pale, and things like that. Or I don't know. I haven't actually created it yet.
Okay, and this class is on when?
It is on.
So you're so good at having like this just memorized.
Yeah. Oh, February 1st.
So it's coming right up.
February 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. at the brewery, 32 West Main Street, Building 13W, Suite 102.
You're literally just reading off of the
Biddeford, Maine.
the website at this point.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the syllabus has not quite been figured out, but you know
Right.
the general.
There's a description, and I know what I'm going to do. I just need to sit down and...
So why? Why did you do this? Like, why?
Well, they came to us, and when they came to us, I've always kind of, even when I was a biologist, I was kind of did education and I've taught a bunch. And then the tours here are generally done by me, although we're gonna train people to have everybody do the tours. And so I like teaching and I like education. I like getting people smarter, especially about beers. I feel like we create such high quality beer. And we create traditional beer styles, but we also create modern beer styles or experimental. We do a lot of experimental stuff. And so the smarter people are about beer, the more good beer they'll drink. And that's, I guess, getting everybody on the same page as far as knowing what's good beer and what's not good beer is kind of important,
So who should take this course?
Anyone 21 and older.
Would you say like a home brewer would be good, or would they have already gone?
Home brewers would be good. They'll definitely have a good knowledge base, but I'm going to make it basic so anyone can come in. I'll explain what malt is versus, barley or malted barley. So I'll start at zero basically. But I'm sure there'll be some more advanced questions from home brewers,
And you're prepared for those?
No, absolutely not.
But you'll Google
I'm going to tell them not to ask any questions.
Homebrewers, shh.
All you homebrewers, be quiet.
And do you plan on doing this course again?
Well, I would do it again. I think that the adult ed, every year they've done a different brewery. I think they did Barreled Souls one year. I think they did Run of the Mill one year. And then this year they came to us.
There's not a lot more breweries in the Saco Old Orchard Beach area.
No, there's not. But there are more York County breweries.
True.
They could go to Nice next.
Nice.
Yeah,
That'd be a
nice.
little bit of a drive.
Yeah.
It's a nice
But it's
drive,
well worth
though.
it. Well worth it. Those guys are awesome. They make awesome beer. And I would actually like to see how they make beer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I bet I can get you in touch with Tim Bissell if you would like.
Tim Bissell.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
No?
Actually, every time he comes here, he brings us either a Four Loko or a Natty Daddy.
Nice.
And those are not in pounders. Those are 24-ounce cans.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable. Great with lunch.
And you mean like food lunch? We were talking about lunch earlier. You don't mean you don't like mix it with a Maine Beer Company
I like
lunch?
to drink my Maine Beer Company lunch with the Four Loko.
I've never actually had a Four Loko.
Oh, they're disgusting.
Really?
Yeah, they're terrible. They're about as perfumey and artificial as you can get. And it's not even the old recipe that would make you black out in two of them. It's the new recipe that's legal.
The legal
one. They changed it because it used to be, right? It used to have some other ingredients that would keep you going while you were like blacking out drunk. It was a terrible.
That's scary.
That's the loco part.
That was the loco part. Yeah.
I don't know what the four part is.
Have you ever heard of MD 2020? Mad Dog? We are getting
Is that what it
Pixie
is?
Stick
Is
beer.
Red Bull
Red
Pixie
Bull
Stick beer? Is that what people call it? Yeah, it kind of was.
Red Bull Pixie Stick beer. That's coming from Dano.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It's not even beer. It's like very strong malt liquor.
Yeah. Yeah, my blackout experience, the only one I've ever had was with Mad Dog. Yeah. I had
2020.
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
That was
blacked out
intense.
in a while. It's been a long. To college, I think was the last time
Yeah,
I blacked out.
me too.
I'm
only time
Yeah.
ever. And I was like, well, that was stupid.
Well, that's the thing about craft beer that's nice, that
Yeah.
people can respect beer now, you know. Or it's more craft beer, you don't pound it, you
No.
know. Drink it for flavor.
Well,
That's why you can drink one at 9:30 in the morning.
Right. Yes. Because we started, drinking about 45 minutes ago,
Yeah.
and we're still on the first one. Because it's all about nice conversation.
Dano's not.
Dano's not. Dano's waiting for his second
He's
one.
looking to be blacked out by lunchtime.
He's like, I'm not driving. Give me another.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to round 3. We've been talking about some old childhood favorites of Four Loko and Mad Dog.
Yeah.
So let's move on to our
Childhood favorites.
note to any child that is listening, don't actually go and drink.
If you're a child, you shouldn't be listening.
My children listen
Oh, okay.
because I have to edit around them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So they know all
Mommy
about
edits
it.
to Four Loko.
Yeah. No. Okay, moving on. Round 3. Let's talk about your first beer memory.
My first beer memory, replaced beer with Mike's Hard Lemonade, was in high school, as many people's were. And it had a lot to do with Mike's Hard Lemonade and Parrot Bay rum.
Yeah. Did you mix those together?
No, we were, I think we were chasing the Parrot Bay with the Mike's Hard Lemonade.
You could have just put orange juice in it and you'd have been fine.
Well, I think we ended up getting more sick to our stomachs from the sugar than we did drunk, from what I remember. I do remember laying on the sidewalk at one point, though. And that's about where the memory ends. It was... It's an embarrassing story, I guess. I don't like to tell people that I was a Mike's Hard Lemonade, Parrot Bay kind of guy back in the day. This was probably when I was like 14,
That's...
15, maybe.
Yeah.
My real first beer memory, because actually in high school is when I actually started drinking craft beer.
Wow.
But
you're like, none of this Parrot Bay Mike stuff. We need to get onto the good stuff.
We didn't even really drink a lot of junk beer because right away I kind of was like, this doesn't taste that good.
Yeah.
Although there was a time in my life where I drank a lot of Keystone Light, and that was college.
You reverted.
Yeah, well, it was cheap, very cheap, and I was very poor. So,
Yeah. Happens. College.
But another beer memory I had was my 21st birthday. I remember, I didn't even go out that night. I actually was by myself all day. I took the day off. It was a Tuesday, and I remember I had a '69 Triumph chopper that I had bought for like $500, and so I sat. Yeah, I had in my basement. And I sat in my basement and worked on my chopper, and bought a 6-pack of probably Harpoon IPA. That's because I drank a lot of Harpoon IPA. So, yeah, that was my 21st birthday memory. Nothing exciting. I guess I'm kind of boring.
Yeah, that does not sound like an epic 21st
No,
birthday at all.
I didn't even go out that night. Yeah.
Yeah. I worked on my chopper in my basement
Yeah.
with a 6-pack of Harpoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time. I'd still do that. I wish I could go do that right now.
Yeah.
Man, wish I was doing that right now. Jobs are a drag.
They really are. Unless you podcast about beer. And then it's pretty awesome.
Or you're a brewer
Yeah.
when you're drinking beer at 9:30 in the morning.
Right. All right. Final round. Round 4.
Yep.
So we lovingly refer to this round as 3 sheets to the wind, 3 random questions. The questions aren't actually random, except they don't have anything to do with beer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Ready?
These are coming out of your head?
No, I know what they are.
Oh.
It's the same 3 all the time. If you were a listener of the show, you would know what they are.
I don't know how to listen to podcasts.
Oh,
You'll have to
gosh.
show me.
We will. So you just go to your iPhone and type in podcast, and there's an app for it, and you can type in Great Beer Adventure.
Okay.
That is I don't know why I would tell my listeners. They're already listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone listen up. This is how you do it.
Okay. Question 1. What was your favorite childhood cartoon?
DuckTales.
DuckTales.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Why?
Because I was a kid and I liked cartoons. I mean, you know, it's funny. I've tried going back on Netflix and watching some of my childhood cartoons, and they're awful.
Yeah.
They're
True.
awful. I can't even get through. I put on Inspector Gadget episode 1. It's the worst show. It's terrible. It's not even like entertaining. I don't even want my kids to watch it. It's so bad.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, DuckTales. I don't know. I would get home from school and it would be on when I go home from school.
I still have that, the theme music for DuckTales stuck in my head.
Oh, it's stuck in my head every day.
Yeah. Really? Do you
burned
wake
into my
up,
brain. Yeah.
sleep, like,
Yeah, I'm like, DuckTales, woo!
nice.
Every day.
Every day? It's like, that's how you start the day.
We've played at the brewery a few times. It was that. I watched Darkwing Duck. A lot of ducks, I guess. I guess it must have been Disney. Disney probably had a hold on it.
You like ducks, too?
Apparently I like ducks.
How about Daffy or Donald?
No.
No.
They're old school.
No, not those ducks.
I'm trying to think of the other ones I used to watch.
Wasn't
I do remember watching My Little Pony.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was into that.
Don't they...
Muppet Babies. My first drum kit was a Muppet Babies drum kit, so I remember watching Muppet Babies, too.
Yeah, I like the Muppet Babies.
The Muppets, but a cartoon, and they were babies.
Yeah. What's not to love?
Yeah.
And Miss Piggy wasn't quite as annoying.
Yeah, no, she wasn't.
Yeah.
And you could only see the feet of their nanny.
I don't even remember the nanny coming in.
Well, that's because you only ever saw her feet.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah.
So those are my... those are some cartoons.
Speaking of ducks, there was a show. It was like a live people show, and there was like a duck in it, and he was the only duck in the whole human population.
Is it a movie or a show?
A movie.
Howard the Duck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you a big fan of that?
No.
No?
I
Oh.
remember that was like an adult movie.
Yeah, no, it was.
Yeah.
I didn't know if like
I don't know if I've
once
even
you
seen
got
it yet.
there.
I'm going to watch it tonight, actually.
Yeah?
I do remember it.
Let me know how you like it, because you
he
seem
was
to
really-
like ducks.
He was really dirty.
Oh, he was a dirty
Because
duck.
I remember my mom specifically telling me that I couldn't watch it. Also, she wouldn't let me watch T2 when I was in 5th grade.
That's the Terminator movie?
Yeah, Terminator 2.
Yeah. Who brought this girl?
It's called T2.
Sorry.
5th grade. So I had to go to my buddy Dave's house and we watched it there.
Mom said
My mom-
no,
she was a
so
drag.
let's bring
She wouldn't even let me watch MTV for a little while.
back when
I
they
don't
had
talk
music.
to her anymore.
Does she know you have kids yet? Have you even broke it to her?
I haven't seen her in 20 years. So
No,
I don't know.
she wouldn't let you watch MTV.
No.
Down with mom.
Yeah.
Ah, moms.
Yeah. I did watch a lot of Beavis and Butthead, though. That was another cartoon.
And she was cool with that?
That's when I was a little older.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
That's when the Mike's Hard Lemonade started, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike's Hard Lemonade and Beavis and Butthead. That sounds like a good night. Good night. We should have a party.
I don't want to go to
Mike's
that.
Lemonade, Parrot Bay, Beavis and Butthead showing.
I have no interest in going to that party whatsoever.
Dano will be there because he loves
Yes, he
Red Bull
will.
Pixie Stick beer.
Yes. Oh, gosh. Okay. Second question of round 4. What song is stuck in your head right now? Bonus points if you'll sing it to us.
Oh, DuckTales.
Oh, it's still?
I was just singing. Well, of course, it's always stuck in my head.
That's it. That's the only song
No,
you have in your head?
Fugees. Ready or Not, Here I Come. I was just listening to that.
Oh, yeah.
It was playing when, and and I also had Crisscross Jump stuck in my head.
Do you jump around when it comes on?
No, that's House of Pain.
No, I know, but like, do you literally
No, I
jump?
only jump around to jump around.
Oh, so
to a
but
house.
okay, so you jump around them, but do you jump straight up and down, then
Well-
not around,
If there's a Daddy Mac in the room, I definitely do. 'Cause Daddy Mac makes you jump.
right? Absolutely.
Daddy makes you jump.
Yep. Oh gosh,
That got weird.
that got really weird. I don't know any Daddy Macs or Mac Daddies.
Oh, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I want you to introduce me to any or just let.
Give you his number. He's looking for girls. So
I don't. On the second thought, nah. Third question, final one of the day. Oh gosh, thank goodness.
yeah. No, I got work to do.
What was the best thing you had to eat this week?
Oh, this week? Jesus, I can't even remember what I had for dinner last night. Oh my god, what did I eat? I did eat something that was really good. My wife made it. It had Brussels sprouts with it. Oh, stuffed peppers. I haven't had stuffed peppers in years, and she made stuffed peppers, and they were slamming.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of boring, I guess. I'm kind of a boring guy.
Yeah.
I ate this really cool Asian food that you've never heard of. It was from a really expensive restaurant. that you also have never heard of.
No, I'd like to. We can stick with the peppers.
I believe it was called Mac Daddy's. And they also served Four Locos on tap. Just to wrap everything up into one sentence. Pull it all back together.
All right. Can we move back to the peppers for a minute?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What beer did you pair with that?
Oh, I did pair a beer with it.
Did it have Brussels sprouts in it as well?
No. It was a big format bottle from the cellar. Oh, what was it? It was not a Banded Horn beer. It was a... I can't remember.
No.
I can totally picture it, but I can't remember what it was. And the only reason I didn't drink a Banded Horn beer is because I ran out. My fridge was empty.
At Ben & Jerry's, they have their employees take home like a lot of ice cream.
Do they?
Yeah. It's like a crazy amount of
They
ice
must
cream.
have a lot of fat employees.
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I would be.
Yeah. But the question is, do they do that here?
Do we take home beer?
Yeah, like they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you need to take this home.
I need to take it home.
Yeah.
Well, whenever we bottle, we always have short fills, so we take short fills home.
Yep.
And then if there's something on tap that we don't bottle, I'll just take a growler of it.
Nice. It's a good
Yeah,
perk.
so it's great. It's awesome. It's nice, too, because other brewers will come in and, bring stuff that we drink and take home and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah. It sounds like there's some great perks to being a brewer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting to drink at 9:30 in the morning.
Exactly. But we also have those perks as podcasters,
Yeah.
so it's the extra beer. That's the stuff that sounds bonus to
Yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's no shortage of beer, and working at Banded Horn, there's no shortage of good beer, so I don't have to ever worry if I grab something, it's like, this doesn't taste quite right. All our beers are top-notch. Grade A.
Good. Well, let's call it a day then.
Okay.
It sounds like
Back
Ron
to
might
work.
need some help. He's making loud
Yeah.
noises over there now.
He's, I think he's on his last keg, so perfect timing for me.
Perfect. Nice.
Yeah, now we get to go do some transferring and CIPing.
Awesome. It sounds like you have a wonderful, fun day ahead of
busy
you.
day. Yep. But I will keep drinking.
Good.
I don't want to stop.
No, don't stop. Thank you so much for sitting down with us,
Yeah.
and cheers.
Thanks for coming out.
Well, that's that. If you are down in the Biddeford area and interested in taking an adult ed course with Bob, call up the Saco Old Orchard Beach folks and see if you can still get in. We will also have links on our website to look into the class and to find Banded Horn on the web. Show notes can be found at greatbeeradventure.com/031. We also still need you to go on over and fill out our survey. It'll be a huge help. It can be found at greatbeeradventure.com/survey. A big thanks to Bob for sitting down with us and to the rest of the Banded Horn crew for picking up the slack while Bob drank beer with us at 9:30 in the morning. The music throughout today's episode is by Old Etc. out of Biddeford, Maine. To learn more about them, head over to greatbeeradventure.com/music. We have new things headed your way every week and can't wait to share them with you. Special thanks to our behind-the-scenes guru, Dano Pugach. Today's episode was created, produced, and edited by me, Amanda. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Cheers. Want to know more? Be sure to find us on Instagram at Great Beer Women. If you haven't done so already, be sure to head over to greatbeeradventure.com/subscribe to subscribe. That way, you'll be the first to know when a new episode goes live. Also, don't forget to tell your friends about us. A small party is fun, but a huge party is extraordinary. Let's get more people knowing about beer in the great state of Maine. Great Beer Adventure is part of the Great Pint Society.
Good, yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I wish I had reread that note thing that you emailed, that you never really emailed.
I really did. You can look at my sent ones.
I
It
didn't.
came to you this morning.
Oh, yeah, there it is. I just got it. I literally just got it.
Good, good.